good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening. It's Deanna here on Lunch with a Life Coach. And wherever you happen to be tuning in from at whatever time of day, welcome. Today on Lunch with a Life Coach, we're going to talk about two things: the idea of urgency culture and the idea of the both and mindset, and how those two intersect. So I have spent my career coaching folks in terms of fitness, health and wellness, life goals, etc. And to be honest, all of that really comes down to how to effectively change our behavior. Because if we're looking to include a new workout routine or a new project that we might be working on to advance forward in our life and whatever it is that we're working on, we're really talking about how to implement new routines and habits and that sort of thing that supports that goal we're working towards. So in the part of, or the biggest part of the COVID sort of early on in those days, and coming out of that first couple of years when we were dealing with COVID and lockdowns, and a real shift in people's workplaces, how work was being done, where they were working, all those things. You may be familiar with folks talking about hustle culture and how we were tired. Now I'm laughing. One of my dogs is snoring. How we were tired of hustling. People were not going to be subscribing to that type of culture anymore. They were going to be resting more. They were going to be recovering more. They were going to prioritize their health and wellness. High fives. That is something that has continued to sort of permeate things for the last while. And I have a little bit more to say about hustle culture in a moment. And it's interesting. I wonder where you think I'm going to go with this. If you really know, if you know me, I think you're going to know. But if maybe you're new to connecting, I wonder where you think I'm going to head. So that hustle culture conversation, popularity, etc., kind of died out or has become a little bit more quiet. Now, over the last while, we're hearing about urgency culture, which is that sense of urgency that everything's important, that every project at work must be the top priority, that everything in life must be like everything is, we might say, if sometimes people use the analogy at work, they're putting out fires, they're dealing with crises. And so maybe there are some folks among you, firefighters, that are actually putting out fires. For most of us, that is sort of a little bit of an example we might use, or how we might feel. I'm sure it does not compare to actually putting out fires. But one of the things that is really interesting is this idea of urgency culture. Everything's got to be dealt with at once, etc. And how there is now this pushback, right? People are like, nope, I'm not subscribing to that at all. So this is where I start to shift into this both and mindset, which means two things are true at the same time. So here's what I see. We tend to, as humans, swing towards one extreme and then swing back to another extreme, perhaps, when really the answer is in the middle. And when I say the answer, it is from my point of view. And so everybody's got their own point of view. What I can tell you in almost 30 years of coaching folks and, parenting and all those other areas, what I know to be true in many, many, many cases is that it's the blend of both things that we need. So if I'm going to talk about hustle culture, urgency culture, everything's on fire, everything's got to be dealt with, go, 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 go. Of course, I'm in the health and wellness space. I don't want you to be, or us to be, in that fight, flight, freeze mode, which is where we would be if we're in that hustle and that urgency all the time, right? That is not a healthy spot or condition for us to be in. And let's look at the other side of the coin, which is what I see happening. Folks are here in this end of the extreme, or they are here going, nope, I'm rejecting it all, and I'm going to just rest. I'm going to slow down, and I'm really going to choose to just go at my own pace. And, we're humans, and all of that, and in the middle, all of your choice. If you're looking for an answer, which if you're still listening at about 5 minutes in, this is probably something that interests you, or you're wondering, what do I do with this? Here's where I see is where we need to find the middle, right? It's not over here. It's not over here. It's in the center, because if we only hustle and create a sense of urgency all the time, as I said, we are in that fight, flight, freeze, high stress situation continuously. That's not good for us. If we swing over to the other side and we're really thinking about always, and I use that word intentionally, always is a pretty strong word because it means all of the time, always resting, recovering, prioritize whatever just happens to be, suiting our schedule, what we feel like on the day, what we want to do, avoiding what we don't want to do, and that sort of thing. Well, if you have a goal, and this is I am a life coach and a fitness professional, and so I'm helping people reach their goals, right? If that side is something that's satisfying for you and it's working for you, then you can stay if you want, but I don't know that this is really of value. I'm speaking to the folks that are really looking to say, how do I get to the next step in my fitness, the next level in my life? Like, how do I move forward in what it is? And what I will say is generally, folks, it is better for us in terms of our mental wellness to have a goal to be working towards. Okay. So coming on back is when we are either end of that, we either are burning out because we're just working so hard. And I will say we're probably doing more busy work than actually productive work or things that actually move you towards your goal. Or we're on the other side where we're not getting anything done that moves us towards our goal. I don't mean anything. I mean anything that moves us toward our goal. So in my opinion, we can't move forward towards a goal without a sense of urgency and a little bit of hustle. So when I use that, it means urgency is like, this is important because, and the hustle is, I better adhere to my habits and routines that I've decided to engage in. So I think we really want to be careful with saying, oh, the word urgency is bad. The word hustle is bad, depending on how we use it. So isn't it true that if we were to say, urgency means this is a priority for me. This is important that we're all getting older. If we're not moving our bodies, we're all deconditioning. So it is urgent that we prioritize our health, that we prioritize movement, right? I'm not saying that you need to engage in a 75 hard challenge, etc. No, I'm talking about what is in line with your goals in health and wellness. And then in terms of the hustle, that in my mind is to say, what routines and habits have you implemented that on the days, when everything's easy, everything's easy. So that's not what I'm talking about. On the days that it's tricky, that life happens, that a kiddo isn't feeling well, that your work schedule turns out to be different, the hustle as such is the backbone of the routines and habits that you've built to say, I still need to do it anyway. Okay. I still need, and I'm not talking about one day when you're sick, of course, rest, but overall, if every day we're like, no, I can just, let that go today and whatnot, you're not moving towards your goal. And so many people reach out to me and say, like, how do I get to the next level? Well, we do that by keeping consistent in our efforts. And sometimes that requires hustle, and always it requires urgency in the way that we need to make sure we have prioritized the particular thing that you're looking for. Okay, so it's really finding the hustle and this is going to sound like such a maybe Canadian kind of thing for me to say, like, I'm going to sit in the middle. But here's where I have seen success, is that we find the urgency and hustle that works best for us, that still allows us to rest and recover. Okay. So what might that look like? Well, of course, it's going to be different for everybody. And it is, as an example, somebody's trying to improve their fitness level. So they're trying to move more during the week. And they have a family history of heart disease. They are, getting older, as we are all getting older. If we're lucky, we're all getting older. And their doctor has said, hey, your cholesterol is on the rise. Well, there is a sense of urgency that you better get moving, right? So there's the urgency, there's the why. And then and maybe you look at your family that you're trying to be healthy for, but also, and this is my mom finger intentionally, you deserve to be healthy for you, not because somebody else relies on you, okay? You deserve to be healthy for you, full stop. So that's the sense of urgency, right? And in your planning, now we kind of go to the hustle. In the planning, I am going to do 10 minutes in the morning. I'm going to walk 10 minutes at my lunch, and then I'm going to make sure I do a little bit of meditation and wind down in the evening. That's the routine that you will start to implement. And the hustle comes with, On the day you think, oh gosh, my lunch usually is 45 minutes. Today it's shortened a little bit, but I'm still going to do it. I'm going to hustle. I'm going to get my shoes on and I'm still going to walk because that is something that is really important and in line with your goals. Okay. So figuring out urgency and hustle and how it works for you, because we have to do the work. That's the thing. Sometimes we swing too far to be like, no, I'm just going to rest. Right? We can't just rest and expect like the law of attraction to bring the thing to us. The law of attraction doesn't work without action, without putting things out there, without taking steps to move us towards the goal, right? So we need to think about how do we blend all of those things together. So I would really love to hear what you think about that idea, the hustle, the urgency, the other side of the coin with the sort of rest and going on your own schedule fully, and then the middle, right? And how you bring that together. So of course you can email me, Deanna@deannalangfordcoaching.com, or comment below. And let's see start some conversation here about how we can really find that magical middle that gets us moving towards what we want in the healthiest way possible. Cheering on. I'll see you back soon.